All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' podcast coming to you at the barbershop in my pajamas. Got an iPhone 15 up there, so should look
got the
should look
15,
pretty,
huh?
should look pretty crisp. Yeah, it's free. I mean, we had to pay they get you on the upgrade fees because there's upgrade fees and activation fees, so it actually costed $200 for two of them, but they're free. Other than that, it was $200 for two iPhone 15s.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
Fucking
Shit,
deal.
that's a what up? How much are they? $1,400?
$1,000
$15?
bucks.
Over $1,000 now?
Yeah, it's like nine. It's like $9.99, so they can say under 1,000, but
That's
it's
crazy.
it's like $1,100.
I remember Cricket. You remember Cricket?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still around?
I think so. Yeah.
They used to sell them in like the tobacco huts and shit, or a mom and pop type gas station.
Yeah.
I think it was like $69.
The ones you just get off the shelf. I don't know that they do sell those anymore because people were using those for
I think it was
crimes.
that old Nokia. Well, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, that's funny you say that, bro, because maybe it was just I had heard this and people were saying this and shit, and I was like, whatever. I'm gonna go get me a motherfucking phone, right?
Yeah.
A fucking cop would come from the back of the tobacco hut and shit. I was like, holy shit, there's a cop in here. So maybe I don't know. Maybe they caught on to that shit back then. But yeah, that's.
I bet they don't sell them anymore.
Nah,
I haven't seen those because they used to just be like you'd be walking around Walmart and there'd be like a bunch of cell phones on the rack. I remember that.
The ones that you couldn't track.
Yeah, but that's why that's why they don't sell them anymore. I think you can just grab them off the thing and you'd have a cell phone for the day or whatever.
Get your card.
They came like loaded with
bitch.
minutes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, use your language.
Yeah, dude, they definitely don't do that anymore. I haven't seen one of those on a shelf in like
years.
I haven't thought about that. I didn't even notice they went away.
They had the chirp, the yellow ones. They're beep, like a walkie-talkie and shit. You didn't even have to answer the phone. It was like a walkie-talkie.
Oh, yeah, I remember those too.
Those shits came in handy.
Yeah.
Handy.
I've had
Ride around with one of those and a police scanner. I'm good, dog.
I've had the same cell phone number like pretty much the whole time I've had a cell phone.
Me too. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've never needed like a.
It's like it's an accomplishment to me.
Yeah.
I passed a lot of milestones these past since COVID, and I'm not one to ask for attention. You know what I mean? I'm usually pretty cool and shit. But man, been in business 11, 12 years now. Married to my wife 11, 12 years now. I mean, passed a lot of milestones, man.
Yeah, toot your horn, dude.
It's kind of
nobody's gonna toot it for you.
Nobody else
dude.
is gonna do it, man.
You gotta toot your own horn,
man.
and that's all impressive, dog.
And just slid by the shit, like damn, didn't celebrate anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was feeling myself the other day. So
yeah, dude, celebrate yourself a little bit, man.
This is the longest I've ever done anything in my life, ever. I've been a barber now, man, 12 years. Going on 13 years
That's
now.
good shit, dude. That's longer than I've done anything.
The longest I ever anything in my life, man. So, pat yourself on the back. Then, shit.
I do plenty. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I do
like
all
that.
the time.
I like that.
I do. Well, look, dude. Like on paper, I know that I'm impressive. Like and this, I'm not trying.
Go
to,
ahead.
I'm
dog.
not trying
It's
to be
me.
any type of way.
Go ahead.
But like to the point where I think I have expectations already that I think I need to live up to before people even like meet me. Like in a job interview, people read my resume because it's like combat veteran. I have a Purple Heart. I have a master's degree.
Damn. That's a bad motherfucker.
Well, yeah, that's what people.
I mean, if I'm looking at that, I'm him.
Yeah, that's what people expect.
Yeah. And I'm looking to accomplish some more shit and add some more shit to that.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like you need to be that. Do you ever feel that way? Like if somebody knows you've been to prison, do you feel like this person's gonna have expectations of me?
Yeah, all the time, every time.
Yeah,
all the time, every time, all the time, every time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like more than I do than me being black.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I mean they're gonna be on me like flies on shit. No matter how long ago it was. Just went through a deal just a couple weeks ago. I had to jump through the hoops of that. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I'll just have to show you. You know what I mean? Well, my track record already, I just said, 13, 14 years, my track record already shows.
Yo,
you know what I mean? So,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're probably going to pass out holding your breath waiting for me to do anything negative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just my vibe. I said, few shows, I don't wake up with any room I've already done all that shit.
Mhm.
I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to have your fucking freedom taken away, and have motherfuckers dictate you, man. 2-3 times. You know what I'm saying? I've done all that shit. Why do it again?
Mhm.
No reason for me to do it again.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I don't even know how long Jenna's been coming. It's like probably
Man,
7, 8 years.
yeah,
since
about
over
that
on
long.
South Street.
Yeah, about that long. See, you know what I'm saying?
And like, if honestly, if I didn't, like, if you didn't just tell me, I wouldn't even know you'd ever been to prison, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about you that's like, this dude's been to prison to me from the outside initially.
And I guess that was, what can I call it? Like a blind goal, not
Yeah.
really thinking about that. But you want to be like, this is the longest I've ever been out at one time
Mm-hmm.
as well. You know what I mean? I've been in, I get out, bam, right back, bam. You know what I mean? Whether it be jail or prison, right back, right back, right back. Man, I was probably in jail every fucking weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's an accomplishment, dude. Every day.
Yeah, every
it
day,
is.
every day for me, not in there is Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is Friday to me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm the star of my own movie. I produced this motherfucker. I wrote it. I'm the main actor in this motherfucker, and ain't nobody yelling cut but me.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with
Yeah,
it.
you're doing a good job, dude. Like, seriously, if I met you, knew you for a little while, didn't know that you had been to prison, didn't know about that part of your life, and then somebody gave me a piece of paper that had like your rap sheet on it, I would read it and I would have been like, nah, like, no way, that wasn't Damon. Like,
Yeah,
not at all.
you're gonna need your readers.
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
was
need your
like-
glasses, cup
like,
of coffee.
I would have read that and been like, Damon didn't do any of this.
And yeah, that's like I even tell the young bloods that, especially like me being across the street, from all of that. I see a lot of young bloods coming here, and they're 19, 20, 21, and I'm like, man, you got enough time in your life to correct everything. It just, even whether whether it's big or small, whether you did a year, 2, 3, or 4, you have enough time at 20 years old, 21 years old to make people forget that you even took that route.
Yeah.
And that's where
It's
I'm
true.
at now. I got
you are.
clients, and very rarely do I, share my story. But some of the guys I can tell. You know what I mean? You can just like you can probably tell. You know what I mean? Me, it's the walk. You know what I mean? And that stare. Like, okay, yeah, he been in. All right, relax, dude. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share my little shit with you. Just very rarely do I share that story, but the ones that I do, man, I like. You got enough time to make everybody forget about this shit that you even took that route.
And you do, man. You really do.
It's just where you gonna go from now.
Well,
For me giving you this little piece of advice, where you gonna go from now?
Right. And that weird shit that you're trying to do right now, like, you're probably gonna wish you didn't do it.
Yeah, you are.
Like, you can just spend a bunch of time undoing it,
And
when
then
you could just not do it in the
then
first
there's
place.
that.
That makes you sound like a lame old dude.
You're gonna have to.
Say shit
It's
that,
like
but-
how can I explain it? You always got to fight from behind.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you 20 down. I gotta, I can win this game, but I gotta play harder than I normally would.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Instead of being down by 5, I'm down by 20. And that's just with being away out of society and having to come back, and then you see your homies and shit. They riding on 20s, and you know what I mean. You feel like you got to catch up. So then you hit that fork in the road. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I had like 6 pounds of weed. I was on parole. I think I had like 90 days or something left, or something like that. And my PO hadn't called me and told me that he was coming over. I had no fucking idea. I was sitting at the table eating dinner, I think. And I had my shit on my bed, you know what I mean? I had one rolled up and everything. You know what I mean? As long as you on parole, I had it figured out. You know what I mean? This is my fucking 3rd time. You know what I'm saying? First time in, I violated twice on that number. My 2nd number, I think I completed. And this time, I'm like, yo, I got shit to do, so I gotta complete this shit. But I'm blowing this shit. Knock at the door, PO comes in. All he had to do was just look left. Baggies, everything. You know what I'm saying? But he came straight to me at the table, put the paperwork on the table, and said, "Sign your life away. I'm off parole."
Whoa.
Like, what the fuck, man? For real? He said, "Yeah." That was God right there. I was like, well, one thing, I can smoke, you know what I mean, and not worry about anything. But that's where I had to make my decision. This is my third time out. I ain't got shit, you know what I mean? I did get my GED in prison, where the first 2 times I was just in there thundercatting, you know what I mean? Like, fuck all that shit, you know what I mean? I'm built for this shit, you know what I'm saying? Third time I was like, nah, man, I gotta bust a move, man. And me getting my GED in there was like sky's the fucking limit with me, because I was never no fucking fool. I wasn't stupid in school. I had 2 fucking kids by my junior year.
Yeah,
So
that'll do it, man.
You know what I mean? So, and made that happen. Didn't bitch up. You know what I mean? Made that shit happen. I was going to fucking school, dropping my son off at daycare out of my own apartment. So I'm busting moves. But, fast forward to years later, I was like, man, I gotta make a decision. I was 34 years old. I was like, I can't keep doing this shit. The game had changed, clientele had changed, prices changed. You know what I mean? And I wasn't in it. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I was gone for five fucking years straight on this one. So I was so out of the loop, but that was a blessing. Because I was like, I ain't got time to be catching up with this shit, man. And had some things happen, signed up for barber school, and was really like, whatever with that. You know what I mean? Because I'm fresh out of prison. I had other homies that, went to barber school and shit fresh out of prison, and they would make them wait like 6 months or a year. And I'm like, man, I ain't got that time. Man. I know definitely I'm going back to the dark side. I can't wait no 6 months or a year. Well, they do their special session meetings every Sunday evening. So they call me in, and I go in and shit, and it's like 4 or 5 old white men. And I'm like, fuck this shit, man. It's just like the parole board, man. Fuck this shit. I was this close from turning around, walking out. But the old dude was like, hey, come. I was dressed up. You know what I mean? I get fly. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, come on in here. He said, you already looking like a barber. And that broke the ice. Come to find out, he's retired now, but I recognized the name. And I'm like, are you such and such? He's like, yeah, that's my grandboy doing life for murder. And me and him, we was kind of cool in there. So I was like, oh, shit. He said, see you next week. Oh, shit. Another blessing. Usually they make, granted, my other homies, they was murder, shootings and shit, you know what I'm saying? Mine was, I beat up the police, you know what I mean? But wasn't no firearms or anything, you know what I'm saying, on this run. So they didn't make me wait. So that next week, man, I was in college, and I was like, fuck it. The focus is this. Got through everything, records time, and I didn't take any breaks. Everybody else would take their breaks and shit. I didn't take no breaks. I would stay nights on Tuesdays and Thursdays just to get the fuck out of there.
Nice, man.
I knew I wasn't going to work for nobody. I remember my dad, owned several businesses around here, so I knew I ain't working for nobody. When I get out here, I'm getting my own shit, and made that happen.
You did.
Blessings upon blessings, man. So
yeah, lots of blessings.
I don't wake up for negativity when I know this side is possible. It's possible every day. Like, man, you can't be positive every day. The fuck I can't. Why the fuck can't I? It ain't my positivity ain't up for you to judge and believe, motherfucker. Just see what I'm doing. Just watch what I'm doing, motherfucker. That's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta say a motherfucking thing. But if you see me in person, or if I post it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever the fuck, just see what I'm doing, motherfucker. And it ain't that no more. That's it. Period.
Yeah, I admire that about you, dude. I really do. I'm trying to copy that about you. Like,
hey man, please do,
Yeah.
please do, and let somebody else bite off of you. Yeah,
like I'm
cool
already,
with that.
I'm already a lot more positive than I used to be, just in general. But like, I'm really, like, if I don't have shit going on that's actually like fucking with me, then why not be in like a great mood?
Why not? I got a
Yeah.
front yard, I got a backyard, I got an upstairs, I got a downstairs.
I'm a lot better about that than I used to. I'm trying to make my default like up here, and then it takes effort to get me down here. Whereas it used to be like in the middle, and it would take effort to get me up here, and it wouldn't be that hard to get me down here either, because I'm only coming from right here.
I can dig it.
So I've been working on, I mean for years, but I've been working for years on getting my default like
It ain't easy.
my baseline up here. So it takes a lot of effort to get me way down.
And recognizing my triggers. It took me probably
Yeah.
till I ain't even gonna lie, I ain't even embarrassed to say it. I'm not. Probably that last time in prison where I was 33 years old. I was like, oh, fuck. Let me see what this mental health shit's about, man.
Yeah.
Let me see what's up with it. You know what I mean? I played games with it to get out. You know what I mean? Let me out. I took it. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, what's up? I'm 30-something years old now. You know, like, what the fuck? And like I said, I still apply some of that shit to my life today.
Well, yeah. Well, it's hard to start because it never stops.
Right. It never stops. And I was like, damn, man, I do be doing that shit.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? And me being the fool that I am, you be like, damn, dog, I do be doing that shit, man. I be, man, fuck, Demond.
Well, yeah, it's even worse. It's even worse after you start, because then, like, you're doing it, and then after you do it, you're like, fuck, I feel bad about that
Let me go say I'm sorry.
again.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you're like, I'm not gonna do that anymore ever again. But then you do it, and then you walk away, and you're like, fuck, I just fucking did it again, and I didn't
Or-
even realize.
The dope shit is when you catch yourself.
Right.
That's when you're like, oh, I'm okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And in the euphoria that you get from it, at least me, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm knowing me.
Yeah, well, it feels good to get better.
I'm knowing me. And I don't think a lot of people are willing to throw themselves under the bus like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard, but you got to start with yourself first. You got to be able to throw yourself under the bus. You got to know where you fucked up and where you can do right,
Right.
especially if you're grown.
Yeah, and then you just do it.
Then you just do it.
Like, it's really, like, the concept isn't really that hard. The execution is hard.
Yes.
The
I agree.
concept, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like, it's like, do the right thing. Just do it.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Or like handle something the right way, or like don't let your temper get the best. Like, it's easy to just say it. It's hard to do it. And then like like
Yeah, you know.
like in the moment it's like, okay, I'm a little mad and I'm kind of yelling and I know I'm yelling, but it feels good. So I'm going to do it. Like, but then you're like, that shouldn't have felt good, and now I feel fucked up about it, and I feel shitty, and it makes me feel like a bad person. So I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't want to do that again.
Well, I like I said, I see so many young bloods, man, and they come in with that little chip, you know, caught up in the image and the acting of society. And I'm like, man, you ain't got to be like that. You're gonna spend a lot of energy being something that you ain't,
And like, for what?
and you don't have.
So people
to.
you don't even like think you're
And-
something
and-
you're not even.
Okay, and that's
like-
that's where I was gonna go with it. And again, I'm not ashamed to say it, and it's not happening as much, but probably about 5-6 years ago, you know, I would get invited to a party or a gathering or something, you know, and people that I grew up with or knew in traffic, you know, and maybe I did something to them, you know what I mean, and I could see how my energy being there changed the atmosphere, and not in a good way,
Right.
you know what I mean, and I'm like, oh damn, and it's not just 2 or 3 people, you know what I mean, it's like they like, hey, Demond, what's up? Feeling, you know, is this nigga gonna snap? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I started feeling ashamed of my, like, fuck, damn, I don't remember even doing nothing to old boy, but he might have been on the sideline and witnessed some shit I
Yeah.
did and just ain't comfortable still 30-something years later with me being in the room. I started noticing that kinds of shit, and I'm like, damn, I don't like that. And that's probably about 8-10 years ago, you know, especially when I was fresh out, you know what I'm saying? I think I've been out like 12-13 years now. I even stopped counting. But yeah, especially when I was fresh out, man, you know, and you get invited to somewhere, or a barbecue or something, and you walk in the room and motherfuckers like, oh shit, this motherfucker. Like, damn. Like, fuck, man. I got to do some shit about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sucks.
It wasn't a good feeling.
Yeah, well, it happened to me like at Nelnet. That happened to me because I worked there for a little bit, and then they made me a team lead. And then during my first like team lead performance review, they were like, "Yeah, your people say that you're intimidating and you're hard to talk to, and you cuss too much, and they don't like coming to you with problems, and they're scared of you." And I'm like, "Okay, so I need to do some shit about that."
Damn, you know what I mean?
Like-
you got the whole gamut, you know what I mean? And me
Well,
too.
and this,
you know,
somebody
it's
just sat me down and they were like, "Here's what's wrong with you," and I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Well, I didn't even know really people thought about me like that."
like, damn.
You know, like I didn't know that people cared how I talked to them or whatever.
And it's like, damn. You know what I mean?
Because like in the Marine Corps, it was like, it's like I would be like, "Hey, do this," and if they started talking back, I'd be like, "Yo, shut the fuck up and do it," and then they would do it. So then I tried that at Nelnet. I'd be like, "Hey, do this." They'd be like, "I'd be like, hey, shut the fuck up and just do what I said. Like, get over it."
Another parallel.
Well, and they didn't like. Obviously, they didn't like that. You know?
I mean, in prison, one thing you can control is your language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
While they taking you to the hole in the shackles and shit, you still got your language. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it's just like, you know, like the youngins today. You know, I don't know if I ever told this story, and my nephew's older now. He'll laugh about it, but you know, like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? You know what I mean? Me and, you know, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
I am.
you know what I'm saying?
It's cool.
These,
Feels good. You call me a motherfucker.
yeah,
honestly.
it's a badge of honor to us, you know, with ours to be called that. You goddamn right.
makes me feel kind of cool.
Yeah, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work with everybody. You know what I mean? And my favorite fucking word is motherfucker. You know what I mean? What's up, motherfucker? You know, and not knowing that they like, damn, he just called me a motherfucker. I'm like, dude. But you know, change is good. Change is law.
I mean, whatever. And I still don't really think it's that big of a deal to be.
I don't either. I don't
saying
either.
fuck and shit, but
I mean, it says so in the
Sometimes people-
Bible. It says
sometimes
so in the
people don't like
Bible. I don't remember the verse or all of that, but it says you're allowed to cuss and yell. You just can't commit on the act. I'll look it up for you. I'll send it to you. I think it's Proverbs. Somebody, if you're listening and you're into it, I think it's somewhere in Proverbs.
yeah, I don't care about cussing. But just because I don't doesn't mean everybody doesn't,
Hey,
and I need to be sensitive about that.
Motherfucker.
But if you do like cussing, then I'm gonna cuss a lot, and
Hey.
it'll be all right. But yeah, like they sat me down, like this is what people don't like about you, basically, just slap me in the face with it. And I'm like, well, obviously I got to change that then. Well, and then like I wasn't that good at communicating with my wife either, then for sure, you know.
Ain't nobody
Yeah.
for me. Yeah,
So,
nobody
like-
for me. Like I said, it was brief.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I wouldn't even look at you. And it's
Yeah.
you know, I'm checking, you know, I'm checking the motherfucking perimeter. You know what I'm saying? It's and it's just it's first fucking nature. You know, I know you feel me. You ain't got, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't be standing here talking to you for too long, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers might be trying to hit me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta keep this brief. I don't want good morning. Fuck all that shit. What's up? I'm out. You know, that was motherfuckers did not take that shit well. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, Damon.
I don't like people in my business, man. I went on my
Yeah, we
Chick-fil-A
talked
rant,
about
but it's like, dude, it's like you don't need to know where I work.
You don't need to know.
You don't got to know anything about me, dude. You don't need to know where I'm going. You don't need to know where I've been. I don't want to tell you.
Give me my food, motherfucker.
Like, I don't get pulled over ever, but like, I don't even want to. Like, I don't like that cops ask that. Like, where you coming from? Where you going? What does it matter, dude?
Motherfucker,
It
what?
don't matter. Wherever I want, because I
What the
live here.
fuck? Yeah.
Like, it's like nobody. Like, there's nobody outside of my house that has any business asking me what I'm doing or where I'm at or whatever.
I guess I still kind of use that as a defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
Especially if the vibe ain't right. I know the vibe ain't right. You're a stranger on the street, and I'll probably never fucking see you again. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. What's up? Holla. Oh, no, I don't smoke.
Yeah, bye.
You know what I'm saying? I guess I still kind of use that in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. Some shit's just hard to forget.
Yeah. Like my mom, sure. Ask where I'm at. Ask what I'm doing. I got it.
That's mom's, yeah.
Some dude at Chick-fil-A? No.
Nah, motherfucker.
You don't need to know. The police? They don't need to know.
Police.
No, nobody needs to know, man.
I don't know if I'm getting older or if them motherfuckers is getting younger, man. Them motherfuckers look like they 18, 19 years old over here,
I
man.
mean, probably both.
Little
bit of
fucking
both.
kids, man.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was older when I was a kid, like our teachers and shit, like
That's because you were young, man.
the fucking police and shit.
Mhm.
Like nah, man. I think Miss Mignon, she probably been dead, but she was like 100 and still was at school subbing and shit. We didn't like
That's true. It does.
the movies and shit, like where they had the hot teacher and shit.
I feel like my teachers all were like, why are you working?
Why are you here?
Like, shouldn't you be retired? Like,
Shouldn't you be retired?
am I gonna be working when I'm your age? They all had white curly hair. They're all wrinkly.
And wore the thick ass sauce shoes, sass.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I mean, probably until I got to high school. In high school, there were some teachers that were
Okay,
like
yeah, maybe high school.
in
High
their
school.
30s, and mostly dude. Like, there weren't really any young women teachers,
Yeah.
but there were young dude teachers, and the young dude teachers, the high school girls would be like trying to creep on them hard.
Okay, you should ride with me one
That
morning
seemed
when
that
I take
seemed
my
weird.
son to
That
school.
seemed pretty weird to me at the time. Even I'm like, why are you? What? He's like 40.
Damn. Dropped my son off to school one day. You know, cute little girl walks by, and I was like, hey man, if I was you, I'd be hollering at her. He said, oh, that's Mrs. Such and Such. And I'm like, what? What? That's a fucking teacher, dog?
You're like, okay, don't.
Yeah, don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
You're like, never mind.
She looked like, wow. I'm like, man, we didn't have no teachers that look like that, man.
Nah, that's just you getting older, dude. Because
I guess
I
I'm
live right
getting
over
older.
by.
I don't know.
I live right over by North Star, dude, and I swear that like kids coming out of that building, they look like grade schoolers to me.
Like they're that small.
Yeah,
right.
they look tiny.
I don't know what it is.
Like they look like children. I don't know.
Like
They-
even
actual
like
grade school.
coaching 5th to 9th graders and shit these past few years, like in when I played Pee Wee League, bro, our offensive line was like the smallest dude was like 220. We had a dude 350. Our center was 350 pounds. I was probably the smallest dude on the team. That was Pee Wee League. By the time I got to high school, that's when I quit playing football. 'Cause I was like, these big motherfuckers is like, they ain't catching me, but I hear them. You know what I'm saying? I'm 155 soaking wet with some cleats on. This motherfucker's 285, and I hear him behind me. Coach, I'll be in the gym with the air conditioning, man. Fuck football, bro. These motherfuckers getting too fucking big for me. I was able to dominate Pee Wee League, that shit. But high school, that's when motherfuckers was like grown ass men, and I don't see that anymore.
Yeah, I think it's just because you're older.
I'm just older.
Yeah,
Damn.
people just look young to you now.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. And older people don't look quite as old, dude.
Well, yeah. Well, Gen Xer. I'm a Gen Xer.
But that might just be because of like skincare and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe people just don't look as old
Yeah.
anymore. But I feel like people in their 60s used to look rougher.
Yeah,
than they
the
look
people in their 60s and 70s now, when they were in their 20s, yeah, they look like 38-year-old men with 5 kids and divorced twice already. I look at like my mom's, like in my dad's old yearbook pages and shit.
I mean, like you probably got these pictures
Yeah,
of the dudes playing basketball.
My dad
like,
right there look like he 38 already with a high school uniform on and shit. You got full fucking mustache and shit.
yeah, he does.
Then then there goes me, Gen Xers, we probably the flyest motherfuckers out right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
I think so.
Okay.
Me, because I've been preserved for so long, I've been in and out.
I feel like
that's my joke with it.
I feel like all the cool stuff came from that era. Like all the stuff that I like. I like 80s music a lot. I like Jordans and shit.
It was a great time to be alive, man.
Yeah,
It was
seems
a great
cool.
time to be alive.
Just seems cool.
Great time to be alive. For me, 86. I think in 86 I might have been 10 or 11. And that was Jordan's introduction. Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson went solo.
Oh yeah, see, there's a bunch of
there
cool
was
shit.
There was
happening.
a MTV, rap being played on MTV. It was
First
Run
music
DMC.
video.
Back when that's all it
Yeah.
was. You didn't see people on MTV. It was just video, just nonstop videos. Commercials, of course, but they didn't have like people talking on MTV.
Yeah.
So for me to see what they're doing on there now, it's just like, this is bullshit.
What's fucked up is I kind of miss commercials, dude.
Yeah.
It was a good I'm gonna run and go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm gonna refill my cereal. like commercial breaks. Those were kind of sick. And like I feel like you're missing something if you're not experiencing the like when the commercial would start and you would like run into the kitchen to do whatever you had to do, and then you'd hear the show start playing and you like run back.
Yeah.
Now you just pause it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Now
It's
you
like
just
it's missing
pause
something.
that shit.
It's missing something, you
had
know.
to time everything right.
Yeah,
back then.
you're sitting there like I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. The commercial starts, you're like, boom.
Or just have all your shit. You gotta have all your snacks. Your
Yeah.
wham whams already ready.
Uh-huh.
And that was back in the tray days where you had where moms
Yeah.
had that little shelf with the trays in there, so you had all your goodies ready and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that movie would come on.
Yeah, I feel like something's missing when you can just pause it, dude.
I forget it. I forget that shit. I even got those features on TV.
Mm.
That's that's how old school I am. I still forget. Oh shit, I can rewind this shit. Oh, I can rewatch this shit. Like back in the day, you got to get home to watch your show.
Yeah,
because if you missed the first 5 minutes of it, it was fucked up.
And you're never gonna see it.
And you had to wait till the whole next week.
Yeah,
to see where you still missed that.
Well, yeah, the
that
episode you
5
missed,
minutes.
you already missed.
Like fuck, and there wasn't no bringing it back. You know what I mean, it was over. That was it. 6-part series. You probably won't see it until 2024. Mm-hmm. You can go back and watch that 5 minutes that you missed back in '83.
I remember we used to watch Teen Mom every Tuesday. Jersey Shore was on Thursday. They called it Jers Day. Those are the only two I remember because those were a big deal to my wife. I don't know that I really had shit that I like had to watch.
Arsenio Hall show, and but that came on at night, so you was usually in the house. Saturday Night Live was big back when it was funny.
Yeah,
a lot of people that's the saying. Back when it was funny, a lot of people. Like I remember my parents or my uncle, you know what I mean, they would be, ironing their clothes, getting ready to go out. But they wouldn't fucking leave until Saturday Night Live was over. Like who's gonna be on Saturday Night Live tonight, That was one. What were the shows back? Dallas, Knots Landing, Falcon Crest, and these all came on at night. So it was kind of like soft porn. You know what I mean? He started coming on about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening and shit. Motherfuckers getting shot and drug dealing and shit. Even back then, Miami Vice was a big one.
Bad shit.
You know what I mean? Me and my dad used to watch Miami Vice. That was my shit.
Yeah, I don't remember being sitting and watching any specific show when I was a kid. Really. I mean, I watched all of them, but I don't really remember.
What one you had to watch?
But we pretty much had DVR like most of the time, honestly.
Yeah, by the time. But DVR was when that come
out? So like by the, I don't know. I feel like eventually
that was the big DVR. Gray box, right?
Yeah, it was like the big gray box. So like I probably just mostly watched whatever was on, but then there's a couple shits that I DVR'd.
That you could rewind it on there though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could rewind it and you could fast forward through the commercials. It had like the jump forward 30 seconds button, and you knew how many. It's 11 presses every time.
And they had what was the other one? The TiVo.
Yeah, TiVo. There's limited space, so like, I think I was only allowed to have a couple shows. I think we each had a couple shows, and then my parents had the rest of it.
Yeah, that shit's come a long way.
Yeah, I
remember HBO. Like I remember when HBO came in, like when it was first aired. They showed it wasn't even a movie. It wasn't even a fucking movie. It was like a Western. I think it was like a Western or something. But then after the Western went off, then they it was official. They're on air now. They started showing movies and shit. Then there was Cinemax. Mm-hmm. We used to call it Skinemax. I think it was after 1 o'clock and shit. You turn to Skinemax, man, and it was on, bro. They was showing shit on that shit. I like to know the dude that nicknamed it Skinemax because that's what the fuck it was. They didn't show the shit they showed on Cinemax. They showed on HBO. It was that different. Those were the only two. Matter of fact, those were the only two you had. You either had Cinemax.
Yeah, Stars after a while. or Stars.
And I think that's HBO too, right? Is it
I
an
don't know.
affiliate of
I'm
HBO
not
or
sure.
something, or they're just themselves?
Fucking satellite TV. If it was raining, you just
Oh
couldn't.
yeah, you're fucked.
You just couldn't watch TV.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Good old days.
Satellite. Yeah, you had to have or the antenna on your house,
Yeah.
and that was a deal breaker. Like if you were going to even rent a house or buy a house and the antenna wasn't already up there,
Like, nope.
probably not gonna roll with this house. And then that was a family affair. Like,
That's so crazy, dude. And now I want all that shit gone. Like I want all the cable and all the phone lines and stuff ripped. I have all these like in the kitchen. There's like a phone jack in the wall. It's covered by like a
oh, you
canvas
still got
thing.
one of those, huh?
Yeah, there's like a phone jack in the wall where you could plug a phone in. And I'm like, I don't want.
Save that, bro. We might. Well, somebody said we might
fucking-
have to jump back before we jump forward.
I don't want any of this here, dude. Like in the basement, there's like the cable from the like Time Warner cable or whatever, just sitting there. Like I could plug into cable if I want to. I'm, like, I'm never gonna have.
Get
I'm
that
never
up out
fucking
of
have
there.
cable again, dude.
Never
I don't
use
want
that.
any.
Yeah,
of
they'll
this
never
shit.
use that method. That shit
Nah.
again anyway.
Nah, like I don't want any of this stuff anymore.
Old school shit.
Yeah.
The rotary phone.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch was on the wall.
Yeah.
And we had a house where it was the phone was on the wall. Like the living room was right here and the dining room was right here. Two of the most high traffic rooms in the house, right? So
Sure.
everybody hears your business. So we got hip. Like we would go to like Walgreens and shit, and they would have those 20, 25 foot cords. So whenever you wanted to talk to your little honey or something, you switch the cords so you can be up in your room or down the hallway or something. Man. Yeah, I remember that shit. You got to go get that long ass cord.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Or if your mom names didn't want you on the phone no more because it was late, you went and got it was a man. I think the phone cost like $20 or something back then, 15, $20. It was so fucking cheap. Like if you rattled it too hard, it was over. But the cord on it was like 30 feet long. So you sneak downstairs. I'm telling on myself. My mom don't know this. I'm telling on myself. I'd sneak downstairs, unplug the phone, put my shit in, and drag that fucking cord up to my room. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm in the bed on the phone. That was the shit back in the day. What? To lay in your bed on the phone.
That's crazy, dude.
I remember the cordless phone coming out, bro. That was my dad thought he was a shit. Mowing the grass with the phone in his pocket and shit. He thought he was the shit. He thought he was the shit.
He was the shit, dude. He was the shit.
Then you could get that extra thick antenna on there so you could go a little further and shit, like in the backyard and shit. Yeah, that was a big deal back then.
That's crazy, dude.
Motherfucking caller ID. It was just a little box.
I remember
Started
that,
off.
yeah.
That shit was a trip.
I remember having a cordless phone. I don't remember ever having a corded phone. I remember having a cordless home phone for a while.
Or the teen line. That probably wasn't around
Nah.
for you no more. It was a
No, because I got a cell phone in high school.
That's crazy. That's your first cell phone in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Your mom and them did good. They said
Yeah, but it was like a little Nokia one. It wasn't like that's just what there was. That was the best shit out there.
So by the time you got to high school, ninth graders were in high school, right?
Yeah.
So what year were you a freshman? You remember?
I graduated in 2009, so it would have been 2005.
Okay, before that was it? Okay, well, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Was it necessary for you to have a cell phone?
Nah. No, definitely not. It was nice. But I still I knew some of my friends didn't have cell phones.
I was gonna say, did your friends have cell phones?
Like my girlfriend at the time didn't get a cell phone for like another couple years until after I did.
So parents still had that on that shit back then.
Yeah.
Shit's out of control now.
Yeah, well, I mean, back then all I could do was make fucking calls. Like I couldn't even on my first one. I couldn't even text.
Right. Well, shit,
Really?
text. I don't even think the fucking.
I think
shit
it
was
cost
available yet.
Yeah, I think it cost like $2 a
Yeah,
text.
you had to pay for it, right? Well, early cell phone, you couldn't like. What was it? Calls were like cheaper after 7:00.
Yeah, there was the
free on the weekend or some shit
and
like
you
that.
and then eventually you could have like your circle or whatever.
Right.
You could pick like 5 people that you could call whenever. Yeah, you'd be like, I'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Come a long way from that shit.
Shit, yeah.
If you'd have told me in 1985 that we're gonna have phones and shit
Mhm.
to where I can talk to somebody in fucking Europe and B, hearing I'd have laughed in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have laughed in your face.
Well, I mean, try telling your kids that they could only send 50 texts a day, and then you're out of text.
Yeah, you're out of text.
You only get like
So
a
many
gig.
characters.
You get like a gig of data, and then you can't be on the internet anymore. It's over.
I think we've asked
done.
that question before, but like, what's next? What do they have better than what we got now?
I don't know. That Apple Vision is pretty fucking crazy, dude.
See the dude driving with that shit?
I don't like that.
Like, man.
I don't like that. I don't even like it yet. But eventually, dude, it's just gonna be a contact lens, and everybody's just gonna.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not
everybody's just
about
gonna have it.
being trapped into worlds.
Yeah,
And that's what I feel like it is. Like it's a whole nother world, and there's gonna be some people that are getting swallowed up by it.
Yeah, I mean, that already happens.
Yeah, I guess you're
Yeah,
right.
they get swallowed up by something else anyway.
Yeah, I guess
At least
you're
they're at home doing it.
Yeah. Well, this motherfucker was driving with this motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
on. Didn't look like he was in America. I try to like the license
Yeah, I'm
plates
not
on the
sure.
cars gave it away, but still, I'm like like what the fuck? You can drive with this fucking thing on? That's dangerous than a motherfucker. But I'm not sure. Even that Oculus, even fucking around with the Oculus, like man, it
Mhm.
fucks with your whole equilibrium.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, and I'm not even on there that long.
Yeah, like makes you feel weird for a little
Yeah,
while.
you don't know if
after.
you're standing on your head or if you're
Yeah.
standing on your fucking feet. Was it vertigo? And I'm like, you got to kind of like, shake it off. Even 20 minutes after having that fucking thing on. I'm just, and this shit's super worlds from the
Yeah.
fucking Oculus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks cool. I don't want it. It's too.
Yeah.
I don't want it. It's too expensive. I don't like what some people are gonna do with it.
Yeah.
But I'm be using it to like learn how to make poached eggs while I make them. I have a YouTube video playing of somebody making eggs while I
Live
make my
action.
eggs.
Poached eggs.
Yeah, that's just the first thing I thought. Improv.
Okay.
That's the first thing I thought of was poached eggs. I don't know how to make. Like I know how to do hard boiled eggs. I know how to do over easy eggs.
I don't know.
I
Like
can scramble them.
I don't know my eggs. I know scrambled.
Yeah.
I know sunny side up.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm lost.
Yeah.
It's poached.
Well,
when
and
you-
sunny
it's
side up.
poached when you fold in that motherfucker, make it
I
look like a
don't-
square.
I don't even know. That's why I'd have to watch a YouTube video
Okay.
about it, man.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
And you got
sunny side up and over easy are different too. I think.
over easy.
Yeah.
See, I'm fucked up.
Yeah. I don't really. I could watch it, but I could watch a YouTube video about it and
lot
make
of
my
ways
eggs
you-
however I want
A lot of ways you can do eggs
with
man.
my thing on.
Ostrich eggs. You fuck with ostrich eggs.
I would if I had one.
Duck eggs and shit.
Yeah, I think I've had quail eggs before.
Big motherfuckers.
The quail ones are small.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's all the time we have. Hope you guys like that episode. Check us out on our socials, pretty much wherever you're at. Videos are on YouTube and Spotify. But the best thing that you can do for us, honestly, is to tell your friends to listen to us too. We would really, really appreciate it.
Homies. Driving down the interstate. In
Yeah.
the shower.
I don't care about random people on Instagram finding us. I care about your friends finding us. So tell them to listen
Shout us, holler.
and have a good week in the meantime. Bye.